makes Wing It On special is the fact that we remain authentic to the roots of the wing, and that's Buffalo, New York. So there's other QSR chains out there. Everybody knows who the big dog is in this industry, but nobody's doing wings in a takeout QSR-centric model that's authentic to the way they do it in Buffalo, New York. This year, we actually went 4 for 4. We entered 4 different competitions. So we won first place for that traditional medium, which is the big one, like Justin said. We also won first place for our garlic parm. And we also placed second for barbecue. And we got third place for our extra hot this year. So we took home 4 trophies this year. So we went 4 for 4 in placements.
Hi, my name is Sam Stanovich, and I am excited to be sitting in for Greg Majewski on Room for Seconds here today. I am super excited that I get to talk franchising like a champ with the chicken like a champ with the 2 co-founders of our brands at Craveworthy, Wing It On. Welcome to the show, Matt and Justin. We're glad to have you.
Thanks, Sam. Glad to be here.
No doubt.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Wing It On?
So my background is actually in finance. So my journey into the restaurant industry was a little bit squirrely. So I started in finance out of college in 2006. By 2008, everybody knows what happened. The Great Recession hit. Nobody was investing money with a 22-year-old kid straight out of college. So I then started a business with my father. It was a school supply and technology company in the state of Connecticut. And we sold that business in 2009. And after we sold that business, to our largest independent competitor, I was kind of in between gigs. And at the same time, I was at home with my friends on football Sundays. We would always get together. We'd always argue about who was going to go and drive and get some really good wings because there was just no great wings in my hometown of Waterbury, Connecticut. So one day I just started whipping up my own wings, writing down the recipes, A/B testing it with my friends. One day, one of my buddies just goes, "You know, Matt, these wings you're making are really damn good. They're better than the wings we're driving halfway across the state to go get. You just sold your other company with your dad. You ain't doing nothing. Why don't you just start a wing joint here in town?" And it was just kind of like the right thing at the right moment. And that night I just started kind of like putting together the business plan and seeing if this could become a reality. And I had it all down. Like I had the recipes, the theme. It was going to be QSR, focus on takeout and delivery. What I didn't have was the branding mind to kind of bring the name Wing It On together. So that's, I don't know if you want to tell the story about how we got together. And how
I remember the day. We were in Spill the Beans coffee shop in Prospect, Connecticut. Remember that day?
Yep.
Spill the Beans coffee shop, really?
Great local spot. I'm not sure if it's still there anymore. I hope it is. But anyway, he's giving me the business pitch, right? Going on about how much money we're going to make. And I'm like tuning out because I'm like on my phone looking at GoDaddy.com for any chicken pun I could possibly find to name this business. So
because I think that day,
I'm thinking this is,
the name I had was Waterbury Wings and Wraps. It was like just some terrible placeholder name.
WWW, Waterbury Wings and Wraps.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
really? And like you can't go to market with
we
that.
could do that, or Wing It On, wingiton.com. And he looked at me, he's like, "Come on, that's available?" I'm like, "Let's go, let's do it." He's like, "Wrap that up."
It was like, "Buy that domain. That's too perfect. I can't
it.
believe that domain's available. Let's do it."
And that was it.
That was it.
That was how
we came up with the name.
You birthed the name Wing It On in the coffee shop.
Without me giving him a call, I probably would still be just sitting in a 700 square foot store in Waterbury right now with some dumb name. But here we are today with Wing It On. We're the chicken champs.
That's right. So you went from one location. You currently have 9 open, correct? Is that the number that we're at?
I think we're actually at 11 plus a food truck.
11 in food truck and growing.
Yep.
Yes.
We've got some franchisee development in the hopper, right? We're going to be going to Omaha, I believe, this year.
Yep.
In 2026, which is pretty exciting. And then tell the listening audience what really makes Wing It On special.
So what makes Wing It On special is the fact that we remain authentic to the roots of the wing, and that's Buffalo, New York. So there's other QSR chains out there. Everybody knows who the big dog is in this industry, but nobody's doing wings in a takeout QSR-centric model that's authentic to the way they do it in Buffalo, New York. And that's making the buffalo sauce in store with real butter and Frank's Red Hot. That's making really good chunky blue cheese, buttermilk ranch in store, and just cooking the wings really crispy. I call that the trifecta: a crispy wing, a great authentic buffalo sauce, and then a great dipping sauce to put it in, and then you got a home run wing. So that's what we do, is we really try to focus on the quality of the product, and we call ourselves the wing joint for wing nuts. And we do that by being authentic to the roots in Buffalo, New York.
I mean, it resonates. And this year you guys took home number 4. Why don't you tell
4 years in a row.
What does 4 mean?
All right. So every year in Buffalo, New York, the birthplace of the wing, there is the biggest wing festival in the country. Okay. And the founder, Drew Cerza, will only invite the best wing restaurants in the country to participate. You can't just show up. You can't be a restaurant that has wings on your menu. You have to be a restaurant that lives, breathes, sleeps wings, right? Like doing them better than anybody. I mean, we're beyond honored to be invited to this thing as a QSR restaurant. Like, you won't find Wingstop at this thing. Like, this is legit, like, wing aficionados from around the country that are coming to
Mostly
this.
independent, if not all independents, right?
Well, yes, the restaurants, but also like the people that come to this festival, like they're wing nuts. Like, they're our people, right? They know what they love. They love the buffalo style wing. The people who obsess about wings come to this festival. And we get invited. I mean, it's a huge honor to serve the wing nuts of America.
I really didn't know a lot about wings until getting into Craveworthy and getting to spend the last year with you two gentlemen, because I will tell you, every time we go out and there's wings on the menu, the first thing you guys do is order wings.
Yeah.
And critique wings and talk about the sauces and then compare them instantly. I've learned more about wings, and you talk about wing nuts. I mean, you two may be the two biggest wing nuts I've ever met in my life.
I order wings at every restaurant I go to, even if I know they're going to be bad. I've eaten more crappy wings in the name of research and development in the last 15 years than I could, probably should have. But
so back to the sauce at this Wing Fest, right? All the restaurants can enter their sauces into the blind taste test competitions. This is where the camaraderie starts to become a little bit of a competition amongst the restaurants. But if you win, the taste test, it's like the biggest honor. So we brought our medium buffalo sauce to this contest, and we've placed first place as best wing sauce in America for traditional medium buffalo, which is the one sauce everybody wants to win at this conference because it's the homage to the original sauce by Teresa Bellissimo at the Anchor Bar, right? It's the one to win. So we won that 2 years in a row. And then on the third year, we won first for our extra hot, same buffalo base, just a little bit more spicy. And then last year, we took home first place again for medium buffalo sauce. So yes, 4 consecutive first place trophies at the Wing Fest.
for the medium buffalo, but this year we actually went 4 for 4. We entered 4 different competitions. So we won first place for that traditional medium, which is the big one, like Justin said. We also won first place for our garlic parm. We'll call it the garlic parm Fredo because it's like a thick, rich Alfredo style sauce. That won first place in the savory category. And we also placed second for barbecue. This was the second time that we won second place for barbecue. And we got third place for our extra hot this year. So we took home 4 trophies this year. So we went 4 for 4 in placements.
Amazing, guys. And big congratulations. I mean, this is what the restaurant industry is built on: dreams, passion, and then executing. I know the show is room for seconds, and it's okay being second, but damn, it feels good to be first, right? Yeah. And you have the big boys out there who you're competing against. You have the legendary independent wingnuts that have been out there. And kudos for you guys for continuing to drive that passion every single day and showcasing to America what you can do. And now with Craveworthy, really bringing that modeling into franchising, where those who are wingnuts, who are passionate about wings, like our friend Bill in Omaha, who came and ate it and got hooked on it, is like, and my family got hooked on it, and can multiply this. Let's talk a little bit about franchising, because you've got some great franchise stories out there. And why would somebody want to franchise with Wing It On?
Well, I think what you said hit the nail on the head. It's a combination of passion and support, because a lot of brands have passion. A lot of emerging brands have passion. The founders have true passion for their product, like we still do, but they don't have that support structure. So now we've married that with the support structure of Craveworthy brands. So people see us as this emerging concept with amazing food, and they say, okay, what's the catch? Well, the catch was that Justin and I were wearing all 9,000 hats, trying to play every role. And that's just incredibly difficult to scale a concept and support your franchisees that way. So now we have the pitch that says, yeah, we're young, we're scrappy, but we're supported by a parent organization that has decades of experience scaling similar concepts. And it's a holistic support structure. We got you covered from real estate, construction, training, operations, culinary, supply chain, marketing. They have a whole, like I said, a true holistic support structure. And that really wows them. They're like, wow, I can get in on the ground level, going into primary territories, not having to go into some secondary, tertiary market because everything's sold out. But I'm also going to get the support as if this was a national company. And that's really the wow factor moment when we're talking to our franchisees now.
Yeah, and it's not just support. I mean, it's not. I mean, these people at Craveworthy are the world-class level people who know how to manage and the ins and outs of every aspect of a restaurant. You just can't. That doesn't exist, but it does now at Craveworthy. So that's why the franchise conversations are much more dynamic, in depth, and you get that sense for like, okay, Wing It On is here to stay. Let's go.
I'm Greg Majewski, and I've been a multi-unit operator for 26 years. I know how great it feels owning the right franchise brand, but choosing the right franchisor feels even better. At Craveworthy Brands, our hospitality-driven culture sets us apart because we're invested in your success at every single stage of your journey. We're operators alongside you, paving the way forward to give you a head start on greatness. Start your franchise journey at craveworthybrands.com.
Well, and it's a team, right? It's bringing your guys' creativity, your entrepreneurial spirit, the chip on the shoulder that you guys have. You guys designed, built, grew something, and now we can scale it. And Justin, I mean, some of the marketing that you've come up with has been fantastic. I mean, where does that inspiration come from?
A lot of it just comes from this guy right here. Honestly, the early brand was I tried to personify Matt and his unique approach to just how he thought and the way that he reacted, because he's a wing nut, right? So the early voice was basically my twisted version of Matt in my head.
Yeah, I was just hyper-focused on the operations. My background's operations and finance, and he's marketing and a little bit of tech in there.
Yeah.
So we kind of had the perfect partnership where his weaknesses were my strengths and my weaknesses were his strengths. So it all worked out really well.
So the first tagline was wings, wraps, burgers, salads, right? Then we changed it to wings and witches, because we were like, we got to get it to where people know we're more than just wings. We're also chicken sandwiches. Okay, wings and witches, that's cool. Then we rode with that for a while. Then we're like, you know what? We're just chicken. We're the best at everything. So it was all right, well, let's change it from wings and witches to chicken like a champ. Yeah, I love that. Let's do that.
Well, plus we had the hardware to back it up now. So it wasn't just subjective.
100%. Yeah, we were winning awards in the mecca of the wing. So
that's what when I get on a call with a franchisee or a candidate, they always say, well, everybody tells me they got the best wings. But then I point behind my shoulder. I got the trophies behind me in my office. And when you have the actual hardware, and you say you went into the mecca of wings, Buffalo, New York, and you competed against literally the place that invented wings.
Right.
And you took home the first place trophy. Then that validates that conversation. Okay, everybody tells me they've got the best, but yeah, I think you might actually have it.
Well, and I've been in this business a long time, and I've been around a ton of culinary competitions, and I've yet to find somebody that's won 4 years in a row, because they are so hard. You have so much innovation coming all the time to stay at the top of your game like you guys have. What inspires you, and what do you think about? Because it's not that you just wait till September every year. You wait till Labor Day to start thinking about the sauce that you're going to enter. How are you thinking about that? Where do you find the inspiration to put the ingredients together?
I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of it's not me. The original sauce list, maybe about half of it was the recipes that I wrote down. And then I brought in a friend of mine who had experience in restaurants, and he helped me kind of concoct the other sauces. So for example, the Nashville barbecue that won second place best barbecue, that came from one of our employees. It was during the pandemic, and she was working 7 days a week, and she just got bored of eating all the flavors we had. So one day she decided she was just going to mix our Nashville hot sauce with our hickory barbecue sauce. And she's like, Matt, you got to try this. I'm like, I took a bite. I was like, holy cow, what's this? She's like, I'm calling it Nashville barbecue. I mixed the Nashville and the barbecue. I'm like, that is fantastic. I'm going to look a little bit more into that. We kind of focus grouped it. We played around with it. We tweaked the recipe. We made it a little spicier, and then we put it on the menu and took it to Buffalo. And now it's a 2-time award-winning sauce.
So inspired from within.
Within, absolutely. My franchisees, we have 2 sauces that came from franchisees.
Wow.
We have at least 3 that came from employees. So yeah, good ideas are good ideas, no matter where they come from.
So it's not just all driven out of you and Justin. It's driven out of the community, and that's what Craveworthy is all about. It's all about the community. It's about the team. It's about how do we build it together. The sum of us together is more valuable than just us as individuals.
When we say we're the wing joint for wing nuts, that's not just for guests that walk in the door. Our franchise partners are all truly wing nuts. The employees who work for us, most of them are wing nuts. Everybody involved in Wing It On is a wing nut. And if we move forward with that mentality, that the product is first, the guest experience is first, then we're going to keep winning.
So as we look at Wing It On, and somebody's going to go into a restaurant today and they want to eat what Matt is going to eat today as a first-time Wing It On customer, I'm going to ask Justin this as well. What's Matt going to eat today at Wing It On?
So my go-to, it's going to be boring. It's hot buffalo with the blue cheese. But if you want my kind of outside the box sauce, I really love our honey blues. We call it chicken candy. It's a mix of our honey heat sauce, and we mix the blue cheese right into it.
Okay.
And it's kind of got like a sweet heat, but you got that blue cheese that comes and kind of like cools down. It's really good. That's probably my go-to.
Okay. Justin?
So there's two things. I want to get classic wings. I'm going to get them extra, extra crispy. One of the things you could do with Wing It On, you can customize how crispy you want your wings. We always do them extra crispy because that's how they're done in Buffalo, but you can amplify it up a little bit. So I like them extra, extra crispy. I'm going to go half Shogun, which is like the teriyaki sticky glaze dipped in ranch, because our ranch is also house made. Best flavor combination you'll ever have. And the other half is going to be typically medium buffalo, but if I like a dry rub, I'm going to go with the sweet and smoky because it's got that sweetness, and I'm also going to dip that in the ranch too.
Fantastic. And if we need to find more information about franchising at Wing It On, where would we go and look for
Just go to wingiton.com, click franchising. Get your application started. We'll reach out to you right away.
Awesome. Thanks for being here today, guys. Congratulations on your success. 4-time champions.
Absolutely.
More to come.
Chicken like a champ.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Jeff.
Hey viewers, thanks again for supporting Room for Seconds. If you found this episode inspiring, interesting, or any bit informative, please hit that little subscribe button down at the bottom so you never miss an episode. In my 26 years in this amazing industry, I've been blessed with incredible mentorship. This show is my way of giving back. Follow me on LinkedIn, search Greg Majewski, on Twitter @Greg_Majewski. If you still have room for more, visit our website at media.craveworthybrands.com. You'll find more videos, shows, notes, blogs, resources, and an easy way to get in touch with the Craveworthy Brands team. I'm your host, Greg Majewski. Thanks again for tuning in to Room for Seconds.